The Kings of North America in G2 face a new challenger in the semifinal. SSG went out like a coughing baby in Swiss, but they need to go absolutely nuclear if they want to rewrite this script.
I love that analogy. Listen, Spacestation Gaming, you get another shot against G2. You've already made it into the top 4, but you can't be satisfied here. You want more. Let's see what we have as this matchup gets started.
It's an exciting year if you're a G2 fan, especially Daniel coming down low, and you had Beast Mode already going for bumps on the Chicago.
Ooh. But
Hawks are forced to make the save. G2 coming out swinging off the kickoff.
Yeah, defense still handled on the side of SSG. And the way they've been working together, you want to see a little bit more of that team play incorporated here against the matchup with G2. Cutting out that midfield is going to be key, as you already see LJ getting involved with it. And even Demos on the back end, just shutting down Atomic, not being able to allow G2 to get too much space.
You do not want to remember how this matchup went last time, and LJ got past a few defenders, forcing G2 to double commit, but for now, G2 seem safe. Spacestation were only able to score, what, twice against G2 in that 4-game series the last time they met. So SSG gotta have way more offensive output if they can.
Yeah, they're trying to see if they can break into the mold, really push G2 to the brink. Right now, both teams battling here for that midfield control. Good pinch out from Atomic all the way to the back wall, and LJ will pick it up to transition across the field. G2 now on offense, SSG working together here on the defensive end. As Hoxer plays it close, looking for a 50 on Atomic. Chicago trying to bear down the lane, and SSG able to get some distance. They've been able to play up on that blue side for a strong portion of time here in game number 1, but you can't count G2 out just yet. Still a tied-up game, and SSG have not recorded a shot yet, despite all of their possession. As Daniel sets this one up, Beast Mode knocks it down! G2 score down the stretch.
Daniel is so free. The control to just get a little bit more air to buy time for Atomic to make the gap in the net, but this has been just a 3-man offense for G2. They know what they can get away with. They're one of the most confident teams in North America, and they're hungry for the crown. They're hungry for that rematch against Gen G, and SSG will trail behind. But Chicago against his former team, up against Daniel Hoxer in beast mode. LJ not able to get there first. Will try to protect this back wall. Atomic double gets through.
Oh my God, Atomic! You can't give him this one for free. Has the double red all the way through. They tried to put 2 hands up, but it just wasn't enough. That is a top-tier player in Atomic.
Yeah, SSG gotta hope that the only hands that are coming up, it is not in a surrender position. SSG able to be as competitive as they can to try and weaken G2. Last time they went for a lot of demos, but that was a close call. Atomic redirect on wide. Presence for G2 in the midfield. Able to tip this further, but no one deep enough to continue the play. Maybe a chance for SSG to strike back. Hoxer baits out the defender, but Atomic will get the touch to not allow the follow-up.
You have to be careful too if you're on the side of G2. Not trying to give up too many close opportunities here. They have been able to shut down SSG pretty well, but you are starting to see them try to fight for some more space. Halfway through this game though, G2 is sitting at 5 shots, 2 goals. Spacestation Gaming has still not been able to record a shot on. As a bump on the play, Atomic scores another one. G2 move on full steam ahead.
Yeah, Hoxer did his best to try and react at this moment, seeing his teammate get bumped and dove across, but still commendable effort out of SSG to save what they can, but leave everything else behind. They always have to, SSG are always forced to play so much defense against G2. Still able to get to the other half on occasion, but just a warm-up game for SSG. Right now, G2 in pure domination mode as Daniel from up high. Atomic will keep even the offense going. Beast Mode wanting to help out Atomic, but Hoxer breaks it up. Beast Mode just robs him. And Daniel kind of keeps LJ locked up. G2 won't even let SSG leave.
I mean, Beast Mode especially, he's been so consistent on getting to the ball so quickly. Anytime SSG look like they have some type of possession, he's always there in front to make things super awkward, and it's big time. Also, big shout outs to Daniel as well. He's got 2 assists this game. Been moving upfield, not necessarily needed in the shooting department, but everywhere else, he steps up and makes really big challenges that give G2 a lot of room.
That was a great pass from SSG just to even get end, and this is looking threatens double Chicago up towards the ceiling. Beast Mode on the backboard. Daniel hugging post. G2 are so good at limiting the off you could score from, and Hawks with the reset tries to get this down. Chicago steps up to buy some time patience. G2 still have their backs against the wall, and this escapes LJ. So the momentum gone for SSG.
Yep, momentum gone, and that's been the name of the case, though. Every time they've moved upfield, trying to develop an attack, they get pushed back from G2, have to play from their own back end, and again, not able to get anything anywhere department. What a defensive display here from G2. Not only have they pretty much limited SSG to 0 shots, but at the same time, they've just been able to increase their possession gains, increase their shot count as well, and they have just been in full control. 30 seconds remaining. This game one has been all G2 domination.
It has. I'm wondering if SSG can get on the board. Things ramping up for them. Transitioning has looked a bit easier in the last minute, but they're learning how to crawl when you need to learn how to sprint, especially against North America's best. Even that 50 from Beast Mode is slowing things down to molasses as Chicago playing mind games against Atomic, but G2 have layers, and SSG have not been able to peel them back, not once. And G2 will have a commanding start to this series, and they want more, but finally, we end game one.
Big game one there for G2. I have never seen a display like that, and at least defensively, at least like too well. They tried to see if they can set up plays, but you can tell G2's prerogative. Shut down the space, cut things off. We get to the ball faster than them, and that's the thing for SSG. They've got to turn up the speed here going into game two.
G2 are good at slowing this down, kind of a fake kickoff. Put SSG almost in a scoring position, but when you lose Hawkser so early, then the last two just fell back, not wanting to take risks against G2, but LJ starts the drive, and this just rolls on in.
And they caught him out. G2 all sitting there. There's a bump on the play. So much space to work with there, and just a long clearance, nobody home. Space Station Gaming get on the board.
Maybe that's how you punish G2. You catch them looking confident, and you try to boot it up high. Fantastic job out of LJ. DC has been trying to sync up with Hawkser when it comes to this midfield to, you know, G2 like to go high with the ball, and SSG sometimes have to sit back and watch, and that's how Daniel was able to score so early in game one. SSG can't be bystanders in this moment. But looks like G2's defense not too tested yet. SSG trying to look for quality opportunities with that demo from Chicago. It says G2 behind, but with the clear, it's just G2 able to look comfortable again.
Oh, they are trying to utilize that free midfield, though. LJ couldn't get to the ball there at all. Hawkser did work getting past the first defender, but you got to be able to get a follow-up there. Now look at G2 with possession the other way, just working together, playing this one off the sidewall. Atomic tries to get involved, but he gets bumped out of the way. Chance here for an attack on the side of Space Station Game, but Chicago gets taken out, and now it's Beast Mode's ball again, sending it straight back to SSG. This is what I mean when I say SSG have had a hard time just holding on to that possession. They get it pretty easily from G2, but when it comes down to people making those follow-up challenges, they're always too slow compared to G2, or maybe they're just getting bumped out of the way. G2's doing a great job of making them uncomfortable, though.
Yeah, when you're close to the ball, G2 will bump off of it. Can't really play too far and go for long passes because G2 have been beating SSG to the ball once the offense transitions quick enough. G2, I think after getting scored on, they're maybe going to play a more conservative third man, but SSG have a lead and have been able to kill time well. But midfield now for G2, able to break through. It's Beast Mode against LJ now to the corner. Stepping up is Daniel, not a lot of boost, but Beast Mode hugs the corner, forces even Beast Mode to come up to the ceiling, and Hawkser reads it well to get it past them. And LJ, massive bump. Beast Mode and Atomic still in the net. Atomic with the challenge, and G2 okay for now.
You guys might want to go back and look at that one too, just because LJ got bumped by Beast Mode and then turned that into another bump. That was just very, very well done. Great adjustment there from LJ. Didn't yield to it much results-wise, but still like to see that adaptation. You can tell this game is getting very physical. Lots of bump plays going around. We're halfway through, and G2 is now the one who hasn't been really in the scoring department. Only one shot from G2. Here's a shot from Hoxer. It's blocked away. If Atomic can get here fast enough, G2 can make a counterattack play. Trying to drop it straight down. Beast Mode can't get it, and SSG will maintain a 1-goal lead.
Oh, he tried, and even LJ and Hoxer put Daniel against the wall, and SSG extend the lead. Counterattack after counterattack, and SSG threw everything. They actually had a 3-man play in the last offense, but they just needed to be quicker. You said to pick up the pace, and now SSG are looking good.
Yeah, 3 different counterattacks back-to-back. SSG tries one, G2 tries to hit him back, SSG goes again. It was so much Rocket League, I ran out of breath. That's how fast this game has been going back and forth between the two. But this is great for Spacestation Gaming. What an adjustment to be made that they did make in Game 2 now, and they're just trying to continue to keep that pace going. Chicago looking for the drop down. Hoxer doesn't want to commit, so he's going to buy time for LJ and Chicago to get back.
Hoxer not committing there is smart. He was able to slow down the midfield presence, and SSG getting more creative and also just approaching the 50s differently and being able to have it look more even as SSG now have the lead with 90 seconds left. And G2 have looked threatening on their own too with the counterattacks that have been saved. And it's because you're not just looking at one threat out of G2, it's the follow-up you gotta worry about. A couple of close calls for G2 with that demo number advantage. Daniel can't beat the defender. Beast Mode, can he get this before Chicago? No. So SSG break out.
Yeah, but LJ goes up for this. That's a straight drop down, but there's a bit of a double commit. Lots of scrambling here going on both sides of the field. Final minute, though. SSG's the one in the best spot because of this. Hoxer playing it high off the ceiling. Beast Mode, good read on there. Daniel, good follow-up as well, but it gets sent straight to LJ. This is exactly what Spacestation Gaming want. They just need to run the clock, and they need to stop G2 up on offense. Good luck. The way G2 have played physically, they could be able to force an issue, but so far Spacestation Gaming has been up to the task.
Now that SSG are playing the ball closer too, they have approached these challenges a lot better, as I've already mentioned. Okay, good save out of LJ. You don't want G2 to creep up on you in the last 30 seconds. And Hoxer always...
Whoa.
Oh wait, Atomic just has a free net! SSG got a little too comfortable.
What did you just say? You said you don't want G2 to creep on you in the last seconds. And there they go. Daniel, good win. Atomic, full faith, turns on the ball. Punishes SSG for just getting a little too lackadaisical on the back end. 20 seconds to go here. You got to watch the kickoff.
Yeah, last play. G2 forced to play some defense. Chicago trying to cross from coast to coast. Daniel with boost. LJ, quick 50 to not let Daniel get the space. That's something that said G2 had too much free. SSG took that all the way, and it's almost got the SSG will sail by in game 2.
It was a great play towards the end where Beast Mode got just throwing the ball away because we're trying to beat them to it. Are we trying to play a 50 towards a teammate? These are going to be things that you have to start paying attention to when you play at both teams playing at such a high level. And you got to give SSG some credit too. That was a very dominant win in game 2. Maybe it's a sign of change here as SSG are trying to shake the top.
See how they can try and scramble the Kings of North America as SSG having to connect on all fronts. Hoxer always has a lot of boost to play with, and maybe this allows him to contest these aerials that G2 go for. And oh, Beast Mode didn't catch that one in time. Chicago tries to get this away, and LJ sends it forward. Thankfully, Beast Mode gets back in time. Now it's just that scramble in the midfield where it's not G2 dominating this time, and that redirect was almost nasty out of Atomic, but a great save out of LJ comes out.
And this is a good sign for G2 to be able to set Atomic up with a shot like that, put in a good amount of pressure. There's Daniel now with a double across, and I believe Beast Mode is nearby. He takes this one up. Yeah, Chicago and Hoxer both on that back wall, just covering each other. Gets the pinch out, and G2, no, Atomic not able to hold on to that, so SSG will finally get some room up front. But for how long? This is going to be big for them to keep that possession going forward. But again, lots of space, and you got to be able to control that if you want to stop G2.
I think SSG are just being more aware of the ways that G2 are trying to score, whether it's just these solo doubles coming through the post or having these drop down plays. SSG have shut down every single attempt, or most of them at least, only allowing 1 out of G2 in the previous game is crazy as Hawkster just bullies Daniel forward. And you love to see having Hawkster having that more commanding presence at the front, allowing SSG to just have more access to this real estate that G2 have been not allowing them to have for so long. Hawkster tries to just fake against Atomic, and Chicago adds and gets to LJ, but wasn't ready to cut this ball across quite yet. The play is still alive, and LJ wanted the drop down, but read better by G2.
But Spacestation Gaming still holding on to this ball, and that's the biggest thing here. You see Hawkster, Atomic plays that one high. Beast Mode's actually off the ceiling, but doesn't get the best touch. Chicago bumps Atomic, so Daniel will play this by himself. SSG still holding on offense. G2 working out of this defensive zone. Can they get out? Can they stop LJ? He sets it up, and it'll go in. Space Station Gaming get the first goal, and here we go.
Yeah, and Bates pointed out LJ just being an MVP candidate. We highlighted him. He makes the magic happen. Just when all the G2 members are there too, usually SSG, they gotta just build pressure to crack through G2, but LJ, he's just the GOAT.
Okay, now that the goal is scored, Hawkster, I saw that. Okay, I saw that. We can make an excuse to say you're trying to give it to LJ, but you gotta hit those. He might hit this one. Oh, Atomic able to get there in time. Chicago plays this to LJ. LJ trying to get back mid. Hawkster's waiting in the wing, and this one will get past him, so I'll have to let it go. Still though, Space Station Gaming able to walk away with the first one here, and they've been able to lead for the past 2 games now. G2 haven't been able to fight back from behind so far this series, but there's a lot amount of time, 1:50 left in regulation.
Yeah, with SSG's defenders kind of running into each other, it was great that Hawkster was able to just get ball possession, and now a pass to Hawkster heads to the back wall, and a double that Atomic denies. Getting real close. G2 know that the counterattacks are something you got to watch out for SSG. That's how you're able to score and get a lead. Hawkster to the ceiling, gets a touch before Daniel. Wanted to find LJ. Atomic there first. It's just about being quicker. And Beast Mode can't dangle this past LJ. Wanting a handoff to Chicago. Atomic races back in time. And Daniel pops it up before Hawkster tapped it in.
Oh, I didn't think Hawkster was going to go. And that was almost punished. He was sitting at a good spot. It was definitely a slightly risky play, but you saw what happened. Beast Mode had a free ball, tried to get the flip reset in, but just didn't get enough power behind it. If Beast Mode did, that would have been a perfect open net there for G2 to strike. Now G2 playing and not a lot of time behind. We're in the final minute, time ticking down. G2 gotta get going.
Yeah, and G2 are trying to go for fakes and make their passes not look as obvious, because SSG have been shutting down so many opportunities from the ceiling to Daniel to Atomic. And then this didn't have enough power, not enough bounce for G2 to find the rebound this time. But trying to force mistakes out of SSG has been difficult. SSG have had great defensive reads. But Daniel with a 50 win. I'll go back as Beast Mode didn't get that touch, and Atomic may get overwhelmed, but pops it to the side. Hopefully, and this just failed.
Hawkster slams it all through down the field. Daniel 2 forward, boost to get back, and he's got to watch it go in the back of his net. It was late in game 3. G2 needed to study forward on a play, but this time they got punished for overextension. And Space Station Gaming are going to take 2 straight games here against G2 Esports. And G2, you're starting to get those question marks now. Are SSG going to make their trip into the grand finals? They're only 2 games away.
And that's
their shot opportunities, they don't really seem too scared in the back end. They've been playing very quick and challenging Rocket League, to where G2 now are behind in the series.
Yeah, G2 may force you to play some defense, but SSG have looked amazing on that front. Just an LJ solo, the counterattacks, punishing G2 on extension. Just SSG have to just deny G2 when they start suffocating them. Now Hawks are just getting this to LJ. He's looking a bit awkward on the ball. Atomic, gotta be careful for him in these setups. It's now Daniel with 40. Trying to just guide this to the side, but who's waiting for him is a defender from SSG. So G2, as soon as they step forward, SSG are ready to trip them up.
All about that start here too. How will G2 work on that front approach? See beast mode up early. Look at Chicago, so quick to challenge Atomic, who's very close to the ball. Didn't expect the Chicago to go for it. Now that one played off the back wall, a little bit of space given to G2, but beast mode knocks that so much further away. He has to play catch up there on the 50, which means it's going to be Spacestation Gaming ball, and G2 are starting to play reactive instead of dictating the pace.
These G2 are doing a great job of hugging the sides of their net. This being dropped off to Chicago, and Daniel gets in the way, and G2 salvaged that moment.
They salvaged it because Chicago doesn't hit the ball. What happened? It was a free look. Of course, you had two missing. I think Chicago was playing the touch. Lots of respect there for G2 on the play. But Reed finally nails the shot. And Space Station Gaming in front again.
Chicago heard you getting mad at him. Denied G2 from getting out, locking them down. SSG now with the lead, and they continue to shut out G2. Worst timeouts available, not even needing it. SSG downloaded what they needed to do against G2. LJ carrying this and bringing speed. Daniel trying to slow it down. Atomic shoved and still saves the moment.
Now you're starting to wonder on the G2 camp, what's going wrong? I mean, I don't think there's things going wrong, but I mean, honestly, it's just what's going right for Space Station. The way they've been playing here has just been phenomenal. Defensively, good stop there from Hoxer. Daniel wants to be able to keep this one in, looks for the net. Hoxer there. SSG's been covering for each other really well. They let Beast Mode get this touch here, and they just know that they have control. They're very confident on the ball, and it's showing.
Atomic with some big wins against two defenders, but needing that second man in a better position to strike quick and strike early. Because G2 need to find something, and this is uncharacteristic to see them in this position. Now G2 ready to sail. There's Daniel. The flick to Atomic. The double off the corner in front of the net. And Hoxer doesn't get the touch, but all three defenders of SSG are there. And G2 not going for demos and needing to find these bumps to go for gaps. And Daniel to beast mode. Down low. Sinks it.
Great pass play from G2 up front. Daniel forces Hoxer to pop it, gets a good follow on his touch. LJ can't get there in time, and the follow-up shot from Beast Mode is so quick. G2 on the board. We're all tied up in game 4.
This is, you thought was like Coughing Baby versus Nuclear Bomb, but SSG have leveled up since that Swiss encounter. Those were low-scoring games too. These are two very competitive teams. SSG trying to do everything they can to get as far into the LAN or into this tournament so they get more points to get to LAN. And G2 mounting pressure. Daniel not able to connect to beast mode, waiting for his opportunity. Bumps Hoxer off the ball. G2 from the ceiling. Beast mode with the demo in net, but who's gonna go for the shot? G2 not going for the three-man bullying. SSG have punished them on extensions before. Beast mode reads what LJ is up to, and SSG keep their heads above water.
Oh, Daniel has a chance here, gets the bump, and Beast Mode tried to see if he could get a read. Atomic does go, not a lot of boost, so he's buying time. What thing is, especially what I noticed when they were down 1 goal, is they're not committing everybody up on the ball. Someone like Beast Mode or Daniel is sitting back, waiting and trying to see if he can bait Station Gaming to give them possession. They'll take that possession in a spot, but oh, wait a minute! Just on a dime, lines up a double, stunning the G2 defense.
And Chicago with the demo too, and Beast Mode does what he can to the ball, but SSG kicks are so fast, and this too tripping up over themselves, not able to race low on defense. And SSG will have a lead, and if they keep this up in the next 60 seconds, they'll go to series point and have a chance to deny a shot at the throne for the first time in a while from G2. But G2 have stayed in that shadow for long enough.
Frustration might be setting in here on the side of G2. Beast Mode was so close to that last play, but ended up hitting the crossbar, unable to make the stop on the double. Now, they've got to send something here. 30 seconds remaining, only so much time. They're trying to play smart here. But SSG, no. You just have to play the 50 game, get to the ball faster, get a strong clearance, and it'll just kill the clock. That demo helps, but Chicago has no boost, gets a light touch. Daniel got it! Daniel with the equalizer!
Oh, and G2 smell blood in the water. They will deliver, even with the demo. And Chicago stuck, like you said, with no boost and no hope. You just needed to not choke in that last minute. 20 seconds. And SSG, can they get this back? G2 close to equalize the series too. They can save this moment. Beast Mode with the demo. Number advantage. Daniel to the ceiling with the drop down to Atomic! It's nuclear!
What a play! Beast Mode gets the initial bump, is on the back wall, takes out LJ. It's an open net, and no one able to stop the setup from Daniel. In the final seconds, G2 rise to the challenge.
And that's what it is, a challenge. Not one you would expect. And this next kickoff has to be big for SSG if they want to tie. And LJ had troubles going up the wall, so precious seconds go by. And Hoxer gets the ball denied. G2 steal away the game.
Yeah, they stole it. They absolutely stole it. The way they
game where G2 destiny is to go to grand finals. And will SSG be the ones to deny that?
This is going to be a big challenge here for Spacestation Gaming. Winner puts the series on match point. We will have a guaranteed Game 6 on Neo Tokyo. But the question remains, G2 may have stolen the game, but can SSG, how much more of this do they have in the tank here? They've been playing strong Rocket League against G2 for pretty much the entire course of this series, and they've been ramping up, but you're starting to see G2 really find each other. Look at the passing between Atomic and Daniel so well, but good block out from LJ to keep this one 0-0.
And going through these quicker, lower passes, G2 have had so many options, from attacking the sides of the post to going up high to Hoxer with the reset, and Chicago wanting to just dunk this in. LJ will keep the play going, but what a challenge out of Atomic to make that space. Thankfully, SSG had two members on the neutral, and Hoxer returns it right back where it came from.
Are you kidding me, LJ? Are you kidding me? Hoxer, first of all, great pass right off the ceiling. LJ, he basically could have scored. The Hoxer secures the goal, but that one should belong to LJ. My goodness, that's a big-time player right there.
My God, SSG just making G2 think twice. Needing to have a pillar in the midfield to stop SSG from getting away with stuff like this, and there's LJ. Just throwing and booting this out. Now starting to steal boost. That's how you could slow down a team like G2. For now, Chicago and Hoxer accomplish the pass. Can't just have the red carpet towards the net. SSG gotta break them apart. Beast Mode to Atomic. No, Hoxer intercepts.
This is stunning. I've loved it though. I have absolutely loved what I'm seeing out of Spacestation Gaming. Even with G2 being able to respond, having them look a little awkward on defense, SSG's offense just feels so fluid. And the way that all the guys have been playing on the field has just been nothing short of phenomenal. Let's see how long they keep it up for. It's a lot of time here left in game number 5 as SSG trying to continue to extend that score line. G2 now are battling to fight back. They've been down, I want to say, the last 3, if not 4 games this series. SSG's always scored first.
And holding on to that lead is a different story against a team like G2. And both teams have done a good job of stopping any rebounds. Now G2 want to mount this pressure, but Daniel playing too close, so SSG take the ball high. Atomic has been good at shutting down every play and at least slowing it down out of SSG as we enter the second half. Low scoring game affair, just like in Swiss, with that demo favoring G2. Beast Mode now surrounded by defenders. Atomic giving a chance for Daniel to make a play, and that gets denied by Hoxer.
Have to be careful though on the side of SSG. Very low boost here. But look at that pinch out. Now Daniel has to use some boost to get back into the play. Beast Mode getting a touch out. Atomic couldn't get a bump on LJ, so LJ can follow this one up now. trying to make things awkward. He gets a bump on beast mode, but it's a good clearance from Atomic, forcing Spacestation Gaming back, but they've got a lot of room here in the midfield. Solo play after solo play. What can Daniel do? High off the ceiling, gets the double, but it's not on target. Atomic follow-up will be blocked away from Chicago. Beast Mode in an awkward spot, but he's keeping this play alive. He gets it to Atomic, but Atomic can't connect. Could have been a chance for G2 to get on the board.
It's tough for G2 to get these passes going. SSG really limiting those options. Oh, Daniel with the bump! But there's layers. SSG have backup plans. Plan B all the way to Z to stop every shot that has come out of G2, which is now at 8. 8 shots out of G2. And still nothing. Looking like shutout territory as SSG enter the blue half. Not enough power on this ball for LJ, but he stops the transition, forces Beast Mode to take a step back. But he buys time for G2's defense to get comfortable again.
How much more can G2 throw at him? Atomic now, flip reset, oh, force 2 up. Beast Mode, free ball, trying to play the double, but Hoxer got back in time. Hoxer looks for a double off the sidewall. SSG, a little bit of room here, but they gotta fight Daniel for possession. Chicago, no boost as he goes up, but he's able to get it past Atomic. So now Beast Mode has to take it from his own back wall. Spacestation Gaming have a big, strong hold here in this game, but the fragile lead of 1 goal means all G2 have to do is break out once. Daniel trying to lead that, gets the Musty, Atomic pre-flip, but he didn't actually have enough boost to make connection with the ball. 30 seconds remaining here in regulation. We've seen G2 score late. We saw it last game. Can they do it here? Drop down, Daniel, bang!
And that ties the series in the last 20 seconds. Atomic does it again to Beast Mode and back to Daniel. The trifecta offense from G2 that we love to see. And it was all or nothing. They knew they had to commit. They had to risk it for the biscuit. And SSG could not respond, but they have 20 seconds to do so. LJ getting this back to Chicago, and Daniel on his trail, harassing them. Beast Mode hoping for the dunk. SSG go forward. Mistouch, but at least Chicago steps up, maybe being called off the play. Here comes Daniel and Beast Mode at the 1 second mark with the demo. Chicago wants to stop the ground. Daniel keeps it going, and Hawks are shoved off. Somehow this is still going, but we go to OT.
Overtime here. Winner puts the series on match point. This series so far has delivered, and it continues to. Chance here, LJ got the bump! Chicago scores! Space Station Gaming put the series on match point!
This Atomic kills it in the midfield, and LJ, the lead blocker, enabling Chicago to get the OT winning goal against his former team. And 1 game closer to upsetting G2 in a while. And what incredible performance now to go to series point with an upset on the line.
I'm pretty sure I can confidently state and accurately state this is the best Space Station Gaming I've looked all season. Wow. LJ trying to start this one off, forcing Daniel to try to get a demo out. G2 down in the series. A chance for a top 4 exit. Atomic not happy with it though. First goal to G2.
G2 just hugging the ball close, getting LJ in an awkward spot, and Daniel getting the ball away from the defender to set up the team. G2, when they all commit all of those offensive members, they know they gotta hit quick before SSG clear and have anything to say about it. And this is the first time in a while that G2 get to smile and have a lead, especially after that timeout. The first offensive kick, it worked out.
It did, but this is also big too. This is the first time in a while G2 have scored first. Now they get to dictate the pace a little bit, and you see them still on the offense. Daniel and Atomic both go for the same ball, though. They have to be careful not to overexert themselves on that offensive stretch. SSG has a strong counter. As you can see right now, they're trying to set something up here, and LJ will have to buy time. No, he gets demoed out to play. Hoxer, no boost, has to stop Atomic. Atomic tried to play the dunk, didn't work out. Good save from Hoxer.
And good protection on the back wall. SSG's defense has been stoic. They've just forced G2 to pull out all the stops, to play the mind games with the fakes, to try and force G2 to pass, which they struggle to execute on a consistent level. Well, that's because SSG are forcing you to play perfectly too. Where it's usually G2 that are relentless when it comes to their offense. But Daniel crossing the ball across, and this is dangerous. Atomic with the 50 win that LJ catches perfectly. And now against Daniel, just tries to bump him off. LJ gets rid of it quick enough. Chicago slows down G2.
Hawks are trying to get a flip reset. Atomic was privy to it, able to get it cut out. Spacestation Gaming looking for a way in. G2 sending them back home. Beast mode, board down and in.
What a shot! G2 haven't been able to get something like this. Nice that they gotta land the passes, and they do from the tip of Beast Mode's car. And across, bar down, as you said. That's difficult. G2, most commanding lead they've had in a while. And SSG, scoreless, 2 minutes down. Now LJ watching Daniel, getting it past one. Chicago ready up the back wall, needs to communicate with LJ as Hoxer can't get to this ball first. But SSG take this step by step with a 50 that lands perfectly in Hoxer's lap, but two defenders in his way, forcing them to go high.
Awkward.
Chicago senses that too and gets G2 scrambling for it. Now Chicago looks for bumps, but LJ didn't recover the ball, so heck, Hoxer, let's go for a play. And G2's backs are against the wall.
Yeah, once again, SSG's knocking at the door halfway through this game. They haven't been able to get anything going. Hawks was the only one with shots, 2 shots and 2 saves. That's all they have numbers-wise on the side of Space Station Gaming. Chance, though, they're looking for that counterattack. G2 trying to control the midfield, but Chicago has a free ball as he plays that to the back wall. Good touch there from Daniel to knock it out, and Atomic sails it all the way downfield. Daniel, control, and good challenge from Chicago. Maybe SSG could even get a counter here. Beast Mode won't be able to get back in time, but thankfully for him, the shot is off target.
Would have been an insane double if Atomic hit that, but now leaving it to a second person, bought time for SSG. The defense to reestablish itself as Hoxer gets Beast Mode now into the corner. G2 with possession, but just trying to boom this out of their half. But G2 is starting to panic with SSG still hunting for their first goal. But G2 have just had this wall in front of their net, and Hoxer with the double saved by Daniel. Very close.
Oh, Chicago running low on boost. Got it through. No, LJ couldn't make contact. Ball will go away. Space Station Gaming so close on that drive, but it just couldn't amount to a goal. They've got to try again, but this is a prime spot for G2 to be in. They can play the 50s out. They can go for these long clears and these long solo plays to just kill the clock and force a game 7.
Daniel, now 1v3, demos 1, got SSG panicking here on the back line as they cannot afford to let anything else through. They've made G2 panic defensively, but SSG need to transition. They need to make this happen. LJ with a good win there. Causes Beast Mode to get up high for it. Daniel down low to Hoxer. Need SSG to be aggressive here. And at least getting the demos works out. You remove 2 from G2, 35 seconds. SSG need to score here and now, or we're going to game 7.
Good 50, but Chicago too far away, so Beast Mode's gonna get the clearance. G2's gonna start getting boosted up as they get ready to cut off Space Station Gaming for the remainder of the game. We have to see some magic, and we are not seeing any. We are only seeing one thing. That is G2 domination, as they are going to force game 7. That's a big-time goal for Daniel.
With the side of his car too, what a read. And G2 after the timeout just completely flipped this around. Their offense and output is finally able to generate the goals that they really want. And leaving SSG scoreless, I think, is what really sticks out to me. They've had close calls. Maybe Chicago can have a send away here, but we'll go to game 7 with G2, the confidence reinvigorated.
Yeah, I mean, they started it off the way they ended it, just in control. Quick goals, good pacing and speed, and also
revealed those cracks in the armor.
No timeouts, no room for error. Only one team can go on to the grand finals between Space Station Gaming and G2. Here we go. Oh,
Atomic with the reset. Holy cow, off the cross. And I like that SSG goal for demos. They were a demo-heavy team against G2 in the past, trying to destructure them, trying to make them uncomfortable. And they decided it was less about the demos and more about playing quicker, as you said before. That's a big win from Atomic, getting this close to the net. And G2, not just relentlessly attacking the ball this time, but waiting for more quality opportunities.
Oh, beast mode. He didn't get that boost. He wanted to see if he could get the mid-boost timer to get a solo play. Couldn't do it. Now the ball will go the other way. SSG trying to make G2 uncomfortable. Chicago starts this one off. Goes to Hoxer. Picks this one up, but beast mode quick to cut it out. Daniel plays that one down into the corner, and Spacestation Gaming sail it all the way back downfield. They're not trying to get that consistent G2 pressure in the space. We know G2 knows how to break down some of the best defenses in the world. SSG's been up to the task, but there may be a chance here if Daniel can get there. No, Chicago! What a save!
What a save! Oh my god, and what a clear two previously when G2 had a demo that could have been a dangerous position for SSG to be down a man in that spot. Now Hoxer, LJ working together. Hoxer being called off. Chicago looming below beast mode. Let's now pitch this off the wall. LJ couldn't slow it down. Here comes G2. How do you approach Chicago here? Atomic kills the ball to Daniel to the right side where beast mode awaits his opportunity.
Oh!
With the reset with two defenders. SSG, hold on.
They hold on, but only for a moment. That clearance from LJ goes straight to beast mode. LJ couldn't get a piece of it. Chicago last back, trying to give it to Hoxer. Hoxer with some control. Maybe a chance for Spacestation Gaming. Hoxer's looking for bumps. He gets a demo on one for Atomic. Beast mode now, still on top of the ball. Got the flip reset over. Hoxer in a tough spot. Gets that one high. Chicago should be able to beat out Daniel and place it off the ceiling looking for a 50 on Atomic. That gives SSG a little bit of room. But Hoxer, a bump on the play. Chicago almost got a bump on beast mode, but he jumped early enough to be able to cut things out. You're watching both these teams try their best to see if they can set up an open look. Atomic trying to nail the shot, won't be able to get there. Chicago, another save from him.
But G2 still attacking this ball and playing in that orange half. It's now Hoxer just buying time, but LJ and him were low on boost, needing to just take a second to breathe. And Daniel trying to choke the mountain with Atomic, getting close. He gets stopped right at the goal line. And SSG keep themselves afloat for now, but G2 want to sink this once and for all to Atomic, to the back wall, to beast mode. What a denial from LJ. You heard it, he looks even better on defense.
He's looked good. SSG though, low on boost. G2 trying to play around it. The defense has just been so good for Space Station right now. Oh, big 50 win too there for LJ. Chicago's got boosts in the back end, and he may be able to control this and get it out for SSG. He loses the 50. Atomic gets there quickly. Beast mode, bang! Beast mode scores. G2 in the lead.
Beast mode goes X Games mode, but Daniel sets it up, allowing Atomic and Beast mode to add to the equation. And the Triforce of offense of G2, the Kings of North America, lead in Game 7 with less than 2 minutes to go. But SSG off the kickoff. Chicago can get that touch first. But LJ's a pillar in the back that won't let it be open. But he needs help. He's into 2-on-1 as Atomic gets the demo. LJ stopped at the midfield, but G2, we're looking to weaken that defense. SSG has stopped everything thus far. And G2 want to box them in.
And they get out. They got to have a sense of urgency here, but they got to be also careful at the same time. Time is going to tick down here for SSG. G2 are exactly where they want to be. They're even being a little bit more deeper in the rotations, not necessarily going too aggressive, but while just trying to keep SSG in their spot. Oh, Beast Mode scored that. That could have been a big-time goal for G2. Final minute. Space Station Gaming struggling to get out of their own half.
See if LJ can lead him to that using the reset, and Atomic just very patient on how to approach that from the midfield, giving a chance for Beast Mode to get the touch. Atomic taken. Chicago will save it off the cross, followed up by Daniel. Beast Mode using most of his boost to just try and have the drop down. The rest of G2 had escaped. But G2, the offense wants to get momentum, but Chicago helps them break through to set up to LJ to look for the bump onto Atomic. Where's the follow-up out of SSG? LJ can't do it all on his own.
Needs a little bit of help, but wait, he might get the free ball. LJ up, Atomic up to meet him. Challenge goes straight to Chicago, plays it over Beast Mode. Daniel, awkward, Chicago, no, he couldn't get him in. Hoxer has to keep this play alive. Final 10 seconds. SSG, the ball gets sent away, and they're hopes of making the grand final may get sent away with it. This one off the back wall. Can they keep it up? Beast Mode with the challenge. Daniel gets the win, and G2 stride to the grand finals.
And this is Destiny. They are undeniable. They will not.